Okay, now it's actually time to fill out our July Paycheck One budget. Um, so we can already see the categories that we put in our hub, and we just have to put our money goals here, or our financial goals for the month. So I have three for the month of July, and the first one is to track all expenses. Um, all meaning cash, um, things that we spend in cash or in our three bank accounts. I'm very bad at tracking our expenses. So I want for this month, I have to be very strict and track all of them so that I can plan ahead on how we budget our money. Next is to maximize our CIBC card cashback. So our CIBC credit card actually has a cashback feature. With every dollar we spend, we get cashback, and I want that cashback. So um, I'm gonna try as much as I can to just use the CIBC credit card for this month more than our RBC ones, so that we can get to maximize our cashback on that card. And lastly is to pay extra on debt. So any money left over we have from our um, variable expenses, or we do have some unexpected income coming in, I want to put that as an extra payment for debt. So those are the goals for this month. All right. So now let's budget. So since paycheck one is for the period July 1st to 15th. It is actually the 15th now that I'm filming this. So we did receive our paychecks, and instead of putting the expected here, I already know the actual amount. So for my partner, he received um 1 2 for this paycheck, and mine I received I want to say 200. Okay. Now, I was still thinking because there are some small amounts here, like 1 to 23, 239, but those change. We just leave it in our checkings account as buffer, so I don't budget them. We're just budgeting mostly rounded up. So that would also be our actual. Oh, I hope I have one too as well. So yeah, so it's totaled here, and as you can see, this will be the whole month afterwards, but right now we do only have first paycheck, so you can also see it here. All right, so I typically fill out savings sinking funds last, just because we have to pay our bills first before we can even decide how much money to put in savings. So that's just the deal right now. All right, so for rent, again, for this paycheck, we are budgeting 350. The phone bill will come out 25th, so I have to pay it all this paycheck. Daycare will get 100. For our internet, I think 40. And CIBC, I don't know yet. I know for sure that this will be $6. iCloud will be $5, and my hot yoga I will pay $21. Okay. Now, while you are typing in the budget, you can see the balance here, like how much is left for you to budget for the rest of the categories. So I do my income, my fixed bills, my subscriptions, and then my variable expenses, especially this, because I've already spent some money on it. Just have to pay it back. So for our groceries, once we move to the apartment, I am thinking we can manage to have $100 per week. So that will be 400 a month split into two because we're living with my sister. So 200 is our share for the month. This will be 100 for this paycheck. Okay, so once I input a number here and my actual expenses from the transactions log is still below or equal my budgeted amount, it's going to be in green. But if it's already over my budgeted account, like for example, my personal, I budgeted, I don't have a budget, 0, but I spent 34, then you'll see it in red. So this way you'll get alerted or it will get your attention if you're already over budget or still under or equal your budgeted amount. So my personal allowance is I'm budgeting 100 a month just because I go to school, I go out, so there are some additional expenses sometimes with extra coffee throughout the day, things like that. So 100 for me, which means 50 per paycheck. Dad and baby, they don't go out. My partner works from home. And of course, my baby, she doesn't really spend money yet, right? So any allowance that she has here is just anything that doesn't fall off our the groceries or family miscellaneous. So most of the time, I just take out anything that she needs from the other categories. And this money is, let's say, we, she just really wants a toy at that moment when we go to the store. So I take it from her allowance, but it's not all the time. So any rollover that she has here, I put to her savings account. Okay, so she'll have more left over for sure every month. So again, they don't go out, so they get 50 a month each compared to me, which is 100 a month each. So for each paycheck, they get 25 each. And eating out will be our food deliveries, or of course, when we go out, we do takeouts, we eat at a restaurant. So I take 100 per month. That means, is it 100 per month? I put, now I'm confused. Okay, no, 100 per month. Okay, so 50. And as you can see, I already went over budget that one. Family fun is also 100 a month, 50 per paycheck. Family fun is we go to, let's say we go to a place where there's entrance fees, or we took out our first payment of our subscription for Disney Plus here. Of course, it's for the family. Things like that. So we don't really have a lot under family fun right now. Okay. Miscellaneous would be, of course, anything not under my previous categories. So we need to buy some small things for the house, for the kitchen, things like that. I put in the miscellaneous, but this is just a small budget, 50 per month. So for this paycheck, it's 25. Cutting it close here. So this is done. Oh, eating out, we are so bad. We need to fix this. All right, so right off the bat, when you create your budget and when you are consistent with your transactions log in this planner, you will be able to see if you are going over or under your budget for variable expenses, which is very good. So now, after all of those important categories, we still have 452 to divvy up for our sinking funds, savings, and the debt payoff. So, as I've said, for the debt, for my GIC, I put 300 each month to pay my aunt. right? So I can try to put here 150. And then I'll put 50 for my PH debts because I need 100 a month. And the mattress could not afford to pay the whole 591 yet. So I'm gonna give 100. Okay. All right. What is left? I need to put, so for example, again, my savings and sinking funds, I don't have specific amounts for these categories each month. I just divide whatever I have left because it's very, very low income for us. So, as much as I can, let's say if I want to put 20 for each category, will I still make it? 20, 20, 20. Okay, so if I don't have enough money, at least I was able to save up for my main categories and I was able to put money on our savings accounts. I still have $12. We are zero based budgeting here, so I am going to put that to my CIBC. All right. I usually, of course, I don't pay this small in my CIBC, but with in my variable expenses, and as you can see in my transactions log, there are expenses that I've paid using my CIBC card. So all of these categories, whatever amount that they have, I will add up and pay to my CIBC. So technically, it's already budgeted. Like these amounts, some of these amounts will go to my CIBC account. So it's all accounted for. It's fine. And now we have $0 left, which is our goal. Okay, if you're zero budgeting, your goal is to put or to give every dollar a purpose in your budget. So even though it's $1 left, um, put it in somewhere like a savings, or you can actually put a buffer category. So what that does is at least you know that that money has a purpose. Okay? It's not just a $1 to spend, but you put it as a buffer in your checking account, and if you need it, it's there. Okay. All right. So that is our July paycheck one.